Hi, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 73. We're on page 306, and we're going to do more on radical denominators. In Lesson 67, we eliminated the radicals in the denominators of expressions such as 1 over 2 minus 3 times the square root of 2 by multiplying the top and the bottom by the conjugate of the denominator. So that would mean we multiply the top and the bottom by 2 plus 3 times the square root of 2. Okay, so the top is going to be 2 plus 3 times the square root of 2. The bottom is going to be 4. This side is going to be minus 9 times 2. And you remember the middles are going to cancel, so we're going to leave the product of two squares at the bottom. Okay, so this is going to be 2 plus 3 times the square root of 2, and 4 minus 18 is negative 14. And then we put the negative in front just because it's cleaner. So we get 2 plus 3 times the square root of 2 over 14. Okay, so that's going to be your answer. If the original expression contains radicals in the numerator and the denominator, we will still simplify by multiplying the conjugate of the denominator. This will eliminate the radicals in the denominator, but not the ones in the numerator. So, we simplify 4 plus the square root of 3 over 2 minus 3 times the square root of 3. We need to get rid of the radicals in the denominator. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the conjugate. Okay. And now we're going to multiply across. Oop, I need to not move the book. I'm going to put them on top of each other just because it's a little easier. So here's the numerator. And we have 4 plus the square root of 3 times 2 plus 3 times the square root of 3. Okay? And here's the denominator. Okay, let's multiply both of these. This is going to be 3 times the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is 3. Plus, this is going to be 12 times the square root of 3. This is going to be 2 times the square root of 3. And this is going to be 8. So we have 8 plus 14 times the square root of 3 plus 9. So that's 17 plus 14 times the square root of 3. That's going to be your numerator. Okay, here's your denominator. We're going to multiply these through. We've got 3 times the square root of 3 times negative 3 times the square root of 3. So that's going to be negative 9 times 3. These two are going to cancel, and 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 4 minus 27, which equals 23. Okay, now let's stack them back on top of each other. Oh, that's negative 23. So let's stack them back on top of each other. So we have 17 plus 14 times the square root of 3 over negative 23. And they don't like negatives in the denominator, so they multiply it through the top. So that's going to equal negative 17 minus 14 times the square root of 3 all over 23. And that would be your answer. Okay, let's try another one. Here we have 4 minus the square root of 2 all over 4 plus 3 times the square root of 2. We're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the conjugate, which would be 4 minus 3 times the square root of 2. Okay, and let's do the same thing. Here's the numerator, here's the denominator. We have 4 minus the square root of 2 over 4 minus 3 times the square root of 2. You don't have to do this part if you can do it otherwise. I do want you to show your work so I can see what you're doing, and so you can see what you're doing if it doesn't come out to be something reasonable. Oop, that's just 4 times the square root of 2, and this is 16. So we have 6 minus 16 times the square root of 2, that's a plus, and 16. Okay, so now we have 22 minus 16 times the square root of 2. And that's going to be your denominator. Your numerator. And then your denominator is 4 plus 3 times the square root of 2 times 4 minus 3 times the square root of 2. Okay, this is going to be 9 times 2, and it's going to be minus. The insides are going to cancel, and this is going to be 16. So we have 16 minus 18, which equals negative 2. Okay, let's put them back over on top of each other. So we have 22 minus 16 times the square root of 2 over negative 2. And we can divide all of this by negative 2. So we get negative 11 plus 8 times the square root of 2. And that's your answer. Okay, we have one more. We have 3 times the square root of 12 minus 2 times the square root of 3 over 3 times the square root of 3 minus 2 times the square root of 2. Okay. So let's start by multiplying times the conjugate. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom times 3 times the square root of 3 plus 2 times the square root of 2. Okay. Oop. So we have 3 times the square root of 12, which I want to point out they could have pulled out again. This is 4 times 3, so this could also be 6 times the square root of 3, which might make life easier, but we'll go ahead and do it what we have right now. Times 3 times the square root of 3 plus 2 times the square root of 2. Okay, so this is minus 4 times the square root of 6, and then we have 6 times the square root of 24. Okay, this one's going to be 6 times 3, and this one, that was negative. This one's going to be 9 times the square root of 36. Alright, we have all sorts of fun simplifications to do here. Okay, we have negative 4 times the square root of 6. There's nothing we can do to that one yet. We have 6 times the square root of 24. So 24 is 4 times 6. So let's pull the square root, this perfect square out of here. That'll make this 6 times 2 times the square root of 6. Okay, and that one was positive. We have negative 6 times 3, which is 18. And we have 9 times the square root of 36, which is 6. So this is 9 times 6, which is 54. Okay, so now we have 54 minus 18, which is 36. And this is 12 times the square root of 6 minus 4 times the square root of 6, which is positive 8 times the square root of 6. Okay, so that's now our numerator. Our denominator is going to be 3 times the square root of 3 minus 2 times the square root of 2 times 3 times the square root of 3 plus 2 times the square root of 2. Okay, this one's going to be minus 4 times 2. Remember, the insides are going to cancel, and this one is going to be 9 times 3. So this is 27 minus 8, which is 19. So our answer is going to be 36 plus 8 times the square root of 6 over 19, and there's no simplifying that. So that's your answer. Okay, that's it for that lesson. Try your practice problems and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks!